So, you want to build a dual or even a triple GPU system on a consumer-grade platform for local LLM and local video generation? Well, I'm going to tell you why it's not such a good idea and the problems. Okay, so the first thing you'll see is that it's not just standard setup. We have a few layers of gear stacked on top of another. But before we get into the specs, let's start the video by asking a few questions. Question 1. How many GPUs do you need in your system? Okay, let's say we need 3, 2 3090s and 1 5090. Wink. After one question, we are already running into a problem. What motherboard can support 3 GPUs? We're looking for a board that has 3 or more PCIe slots. But wait, only the top tier X870E boards have 3 slots and only a few support 8x8x4 lane split. Okay, but now the spacing between the slots is not enough to facilitate dual GPUs. So how do I stuff 3 GPUs in here? Obviously, you can look it up online and find builds like this or this. Well, I sincerely send my condolences to the builder, pointing out that only one card installed like that have air to cool down. It's a quick recipe for throttling and disaster. I found that only a few available consumer-grade motherboards support what we want. It's the MSI Meg GODLIKE, Aorus Extreme AI Top, or the ASUS X870E ProArt. All can handle 2 GPUs in a reasonable way, but remember, we chose to have 3. For this build I chose ASUS ProArt, and this motherboard is located here at the bottom of this rack. The ProArt is an older X870E board, but recently at Computex 2025 we started seeing motherboards that have a lot more spacing between PCIe slots and fit a 4-slot wide dual RTX 5090. Well, solution simple. It's buy a 5090 FE, which is a 2-slot card. I don't have it. Buy a RTX 6000 Blackwell. I don't have it. Well, you can buy a bigger case, but even if you find something designed for a dual system PC like a Corsair Obsidian 1000D or Thermaltake Core W200, the case or motherboard will not be able to facilitate 3 GPUs, not only because of the PCIe slot spacing limitation, but also the overhang below the bottom PCIe slot, which would be ridiculous. The same thing applies to this setup. The only solution to make this project real and the only way to get a 3rd GPU of this size into this board is to have multiple open cases and the GPUs stacked vertically using a riser cable. Can you see the problems? Obviously, I added some extra fans on the side to blow air through the 2 3090s. The white Vision OC card is a pass-through design, and the black one is the MSI Ventus, more of a traditional airflow. The temps on the MSI are 10 degrees hotter, possibly because some of the hot air from the Vision OC goes straight into it. I could not switch the GPUs around, as the MSI is a few millimeters thicker. You can see from the other side the 5090 is also sticking out of the chassis. Okay, so the CPU, well, we didn't go all the way with this one, but it's a AMD Ryzen 7500F. This CPU is quite powerful and old at the same time. 6 cores, 12 threads. It's considered AMD's most affordable Zen 4 desktop CPU. Well, let's see, it's essentially a Ryzen 5 7600 without integrated graphics. The RAM and VRAM. Yeah, let's say that the choice of the motherboard is highly influenced by the available RAM kits on the market. Since we want this system to run LLMs, we should fill it up to the max. And this is exactly what we're doing right here. Today we're going to have 192 gigs of Corsair RAM at 5200 mega transfers. It's a 4-stick kit that comes matched from the factory and is listed in the ASUS compatibility chart for the ProArt board. How much VRAM do we have at the moment? Since we're running two 3090s and one 5090, it's 24 plus 24 plus 32, so 80 gigs of VRAM in total. Okay, we need to feed it some electricity. The PSU, we're ramping up the power. The NZXT C1500 power supply is fully modular and has a big power plug at the back. At the moment, only the free GPUs will draw 1400 watts peak, but settle for 1200 watts at max load. So that's around 300 watts per 3090 card and 600 watts for the 5090. Yeah, for the SSDs, it's the Kioxia Xera Plus G4. It's a fast PCIe 5 drive, but let's give it the full maximum speed it needs without taking from available PCIe lanes. Just read the manual before installing to maximize the throughput. This ASUS also has a neat toolless wiggle to operate the SSD lock. Okay, so you see how it's built. We have the ProArt system on the bottom level. On the middle level is a mini ITX ASUS X870E ROG with 64 gigs of DDR4 RAM, a 16-core 5950X with a RTX 2060 Super. So, what are you gonna do with this monster? I don't know. Hell, I don't even know what I'm gonna do with it. But one thing is for sure, you're watching an AI-generated avatar right now. This entire video, the script, the avatar, the voice, even the background music, was created by a large language model and a video generation, AI, running on this absurd, cobbled-together setup. The cost of this three-tiered rig? Over 10,000 in parts alone, not including the countless hours of tinkering, troubleshooting, and swearing I put into it. And yet, this isn't about being practical. It's about pushing the absolute limits of what a consumer-grade platform can do, even when every piece of hardware and common sense is screaming at you to stop. Hopefully, in the future, motherboards will get bigger, GPUs will get smaller, and the unified memory situation will be clarified. We need boards with actual usable space between slots, GPUs that don't take up 4 slots, and a better way to pool VRAM. Maybe one day, a 3 GPU setup for local AI won't be a ridiculous, expensive science experiment. But until then, this Frankenstein's monster of a PC is what it takes. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.